geek girls. They're geek girls that like Star Wars. And sometimes cry.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Star Wars Geek. I'm Zoe, and not as usual, I'm not here with Lizzy because Lizzy has not played what we're talking about. I'm here with Sal from the Rogue Rebels.
I have played what we're talking about.
You have. We're going to talk about Star Wars Outlaws. If you didn't piece that together, considering it's a big, hot new Star Wars game. So before we get into more specific stuff, what are your just general some of your thoughts so far about the game?
I mean, it's fun. I like video games. I like, big fan of Jedi Fallen Order and Survivor and Battlefront 2 and all that. So, I like that so far with these like sort of AAA titles, these big $70 games, they've done a pretty good job of like making them each distinct, and
Yeah.
like there are things in this game that somewhat feel like Survivor or Fallen Order or whatever, but there's like a lot of it definitely feels different, and also the exploration is the thing that I'm really enjoying right now. It feels more like to me it almost feels like Breath of the Wild or something like that, which is really cool, which I enjoy a lot.
Yeah, I really love it. So, we were just talking this before we started recording. I finished the story. Sal is not, and I'm even after finishing the story, I still have hours and hours in this game of exploring and doing little side things and talking to everybody, and I really enjoy it. I like it's definitely a lot of comparisons to be drawn to the Jedi games, but I also I don't know. I like it really leans into the whole outlaw side of it where you're not a skilled Jedi with force powers cutting through stormtroopers with ease. Like you're a person trying to survive a little shootout, and you can only take so many hits, and you're got to scramble for cover. And I really enjoy that. It makes it a fun challenge. I like all the stealth stuff that I enjoy a lot. I'm not always great at it, but I like it.
It's I play a lot of Metal Gear and Tenchu from back in the day, and I feel like that's a very good version of it. And I also like the idea that like as a person with a gun or a blaster, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
that you really have to kind of pick your targets and think about it and, figure out how to like use nicks just right to make things easier or whatever. You can go and blasting and maybe be okay, but in general, that's probably not the best idea.
Yeah, well, and it's planning ahead. Like you want to scope out as much as you can before you do anything rash.
Right.
Preemptively disable alarms.
Which feels completely opposite of like Jedi Survivor, where you're like, all right, 15 stormtroopers and let's go.
Yeah, Jedi Survivor's stealth isn't really an option. You show up and then you destroy, and then it's great. And you did it. And I like that there's always besides very specific story missions, there's always another way to do it. And you can always do it your own way. Which I appreciate.
I like that it's a little thoughtful in that way, and it does make you think and like pick your things. And the same with like the you were talking about the underworld sort of reputation system or whatever.
Oh yeah.
Like how all the different syndicates, like your relationship goes up and down. Like if you if you do a mission for Crimson Dawn, you might piss off the Hutts or whatever. Like so, you can kind of go.
I have maintained for the past week, because I usually get out and play for a little bit before bed every night. And for the past week, I've maintained the lowest possible reputation with the Pikes and the highest possible reputation with Crimson Dawn.
Yeah, I think that's what so far, like that seems to be what everybody's doing. Because it's like, all right, which crime syndicate am I going to ally? The one with Kira, thank you.
Yeah. I got that Kira, the outfit that you get from Crimson Dawn. I am trying to warm up, get the Hutts to warm up to me, because they have a Sabine outfit.
Yeah, it's a very Sabine. Yeah. I'm trying to do the same thing. I haven't got the outfit yet for Crimson Dawn, because it's like now, like I think the new update, they sort of like, before it was like bad, poor, good, excellent, and now it's like terrible, bad, poor, good, excellent, max. So I think they like moved the outfits to the like there's like an even upper tier.
That's what it always was, I thought.
Yeah, before it was on excellent, and now there's a max tier. There's like a whole extra tier.
No, I thought it was. Oh, I thought and there's not an extra tier, but I thought it was like when you reach to the end of excellent that could see the thing. That's how it always was because I was looking at all the outfits I wanted to get when I first started up the game.
It was only 3 tiers, and there wasn't a middle one.
I don't know.
There was 3 tiers of prices, or 2 tiers of prices. There was like first you get the blaster, then you get the outfit. And now it's like first you get the blaster, now you get blaster pieces or something, and then the outfits.
Oh,
so they added more stuff.
Come out, but
I don't know. It was one of the updates, probably.
I don't know.
But it for sure.
Oh. But yeah, but.
So working on that. I'm totally gonna be like, yes, Crimson Dawn, because if you've listened to Rogue Rebels podcast, you should check out the episodes on War of the Bounty Hunters, Crimson Reign, Hidden Empire, and I just released an episode that talks about Most Wanted and Crimson Clan.
Yeah. Oh, so you were all over Tashara, right? You were hanging out with Crimson Dawn and Tashara.
Yeah. Well, a little bit.
This is like a minor spoiler. But one of the characters from Crimson Dawn is from Crimson Climb in the game.
Right, right.
I recognized it because I just read Crimson Climb before.
Nice.
The game came out. You can read my book review on StarWarsGeek.com. But I was like, oh my god, I've read you. I know who you are. There's Lyra.
Yeah.
The Twi'lek.
I love the connections. Like, there's very much a lot of that stuff.
Yeah, I mean, and it's like the perfect way to do that kind of thing where it's like it really doesn't matter if you don't know Lyra, or some of the other, I don't know who you've met, some of these other characters. Right. But when you do know them, you're like, oh my gosh, like that person, I know who you are. It's really fun.
I mean, even the fact that Crimson Dawn is one of the syndicates at this time is like huge, with like all the stuff that they've put on in between Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi. Like it's really, it fits in well with all this. So I am loving that part of the story element, how well it's fitting. Yeah, but I haven't finished the actual like game story. I just know everything that happens outside of the universe.
Yeah, really good. I will say, because I really like ND5. He was such a great character to me, but he also really sold me on commando droids being scary. Because like they're kind of scary in Clone Wars, but in this game, like sometimes when you're like exploring like dark places with him, and you like turn around and you just see like this dark figure with glowing eyes, like in a corner, standing there, like he's in the freaking Blair Witch Project, and it's like, oh, these are scary guys. Now I get why everyone was scared of them. Like, he's a creepy guy. But I love it.
The kids are totally like, no, those guys are horrifying. Like they've been scared since the Clone Wars.
Really?
Yeah. Because I guess they used to, when they watched it when they were little, they were just like, that is the most terrifying thing in the world.
Well, I watched it when I was little. I didn't think they were that scary.
No. They were like droids that do flips and shoot you. I don't like it.
That is scary.
To techno music.
But he's great. I like all the that's what story. I like all the characters you meet and work with and stuff. Everyone's really fun, really well.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think I've gotten into meeting a lot of the representatives from some of the other syndicates. Like, I think I've met a couple of people from the Hut, but I don't think I've had like real, because I haven't been chasing that storyline. So I'm not, I don't really,
Hut representatives are the ones you'd expect.
Right. And then I really do like the new syndicate, the what is it? The Ashiga clan.
Oh, the Ashiga clan. That storyline's really cool. I enjoyed that a lot.
Yeah. And just the visuals of them look really cool.
Yeah, they're super cool. I guess in general, I think all the planets and all those environments are really well done too. Like I love the different syndicate bases and just like going around town and gambling. And all the gambling. Like betting on the Quasi races.
So far, I think the is it Kajimi? I think is like the smallest sort of world-ish.
Yeah.
Like you don't
Well,
really get to
because
explore, or
Kajimi's
at
like
least I haven't figured it out.
Kajimi's just the. I think Kajimi's just like the city. Like it's just the
Yeah.
city. It's all snowy
Yeah.
mountains around it. Where like Tashar is like big plains, Tatooine's deserts,
Right.
and Kiva's jungles.
But in Tashara, there's like a few settlements, there's like Imperial
Yeah.
bases, like there's all kinds of stuff around. Whereas in hold on, the puppy wants in.
Oh, I hear the dog.
Okay, my bad. Whereas like in Kajimi, you're literally just on that like city, and that's about it. So
Yeah.
the
It's
other
a cool
planets
city,
have a
though.
lot more stuff. Yeah, the city is great, but I just wish I was like, oh, like this is the only so far it feels the smallest out of all of them.
I think it definitely is.
Yeah. But the exploration of the game is probably the funnest or feels limitless at this moment.
Mm-hmm.
Like the things
well,
you can do, the places you can go.
Yeah. Just like driving
Like
around.
they did a really good job on that.
I always have a lot of action driving around because the Pikes hate me, and so they have death squads after me. So, I'm always getting chased around, which kind of makes it a bit more thrilling.
Yeah, it's always that's the right answer. The right
Yeah.
answer is always like, who are you going to ally with, Crimson Dawn? Who's going to hate you? Yeah, the Pikes. I don't like them.
And the thing is, like, I was like, at one point I was like, maybe I'll do a couple Pike missions just to like get that up, so they stop sending death squads after me. Like that's all I really want out of the Pikes. I don't need their Imperial outfit. I don't care about that. And then you do the little Pike missions. Like, okay, great, I'm gonna bring my reputation up. And then Crimson Dawn shows up to your mission, and they're like, hey, betray the Pikes for us. And obviously, I'm gonna say yes. Like, what, am I going to pick the Pikes over Crimson Dawn? No way.
Absolutely not. Excuse me, no.
Yeah,
Crimson Dawn is the coolest. That was pretty much when I turned the game on. I was like, okay, you can get good reputation, so my job in this game is to be Kira's best friend.
Yes.
Just like when I try to play the Batu Sims, I'm like, I'm going to try to be Vi Marati's best friend.
That is one. I don't know how expansive the DLC they have are going to be. There's a Lando DLC that's already out. I should probably figure out how to start that because I do want to hang out with Lando. And then there's going to be a Hondo one I'm very excited for.
Yeah. I think it's probably, I feel like it's just more missions. Like, I don't think it's extra worlds or anything like that.
But I'm like, I would like to go to Batu. I know I can go to Batu in real life, but I want to go to Batu on my TV.
Well, The Sims. That's my answer for that.
The Sims. Yeah.
I think like the current one, like release day right now, is you can do the extra Jabba mission or whatever it is. But Lando and Hondo, I think, are coming later.
Okay, I thought Lando was out, so I don't know. I cannot wait.
Yeah, they did release like a season roadmap or whatever it was, so I'm sure that has all the relevant info. Release date.
Lando is out. Oh, I see. I have to do a lot of things to get to it.
Oh, okay.
Okay. I see. It's like a whole thing to get to Lando. I'll do that.
Cool.
I mean, they're really fun. I do like the gameplay a lot. I like how human. I'm talking about like how human KVS is. Like you feel vulnerable.
Mm-hmm.
And I do understand. Like I know some people would prefer the like very smooth action of Jedi Survivor, and you're just kind of going through cutting everything down, and that's very fun. But I really like the challenge that comes with being K. And,
I think that feels more in universe. Like to me, I like games that aren't just like they don't like it shouldn't be. It shouldn't feel like You shouldn't be able to do the same things that Cal can do if you're just a person
Yeah.
with a gun and a blaster and a cool little animal that can open doors or bite a
Yeah.
guy
Or bite. I
or
love
whatever.
Kay and Nyx. Kay is such a fun character.
Yeah,
And
the
Nyx
characters are
is
great.
so
Yeah,
adorable and so great. I love just spending time with Kay. Like even like I love her interactions with people, but I also love like when she just kind of
Mhm.
like talks to herself a little bit, talks to Nyx. It's very fun.
Yeah, very video
And
game kind of thing. I do love the little. I don't know if you've done the little things yet, where you can kind of like
you can
share a
eat.
meal, and it's like a little
Yes, I
mini
love
game,
doing this. I love
and
doing
it
this.
gives like each meal will give Nyx a little power or something.
Yeah.
You know, that was
I
really
also like
cool.
there's an interaction on I think it's on Toshara in the market where you can go up to some guy and he's like, "Hey, will you sell your creature for 20 credits?" And
Hmm.
if you say yes, it's like a whole little bit that like Kay and Nyx have obviously practiced, and it's like it's so
Nice,
cute. It's like a
nice.
random guy in the market. And
Yeah,
I like there's like those little details and things you can do. You like pet all the
yeah,
animals. I was petting banthas and dewbacks on
yeah,
Tatooine, and
yeah. That's
um,
cool.
just like those little things that I think make the game so good and just
Hmm.
improve.
It's
So,
definitely like the exploration stuff is like what puts it over the top for me.
yeah.
Um, and like I said, I love the thoughtfulness of it, and this uh like there are so many characters to interact with, even in even like the NPCs and marketplace and stuff like that. It's not so much like a. I mean, there is Kobo in like Jedi Survivor, but and you have your squad, but that game is very like solitary because you're
Mm-hmm.
not rocking around full places like Kobo, and that's about it. You know, but mostly you're like on a mission by yourself, and there's only enemy combatants. You know,
Mm-hmm.
whereas in this place you're exploring marketplaces and like hitting
You
different
can,
shops and different shop owners. Like if you like do things like you know, if you're like aligned with the Pikes, this shop owner will give you a discount and the other guy will hate you, you know, or
mm-hmm.
what, like all those little things come into play, and it's fun and interesting. And you can make, I like the progression system that's based on experts.
Oh yeah,
Like that's a
that's
really
fun.
cool idea.
Mm-hmm.
Like you're not leveling up a like, you know, experience point systems to like, you know, whatever to get a new skill. It's like literally, hey, I can like upgrade your speeder, or I can teach you how to, you know, shoot fast, or like,
Yeah, and you can, and it's like doing. It's not just like like kill enough people, exist enough amount of time in the game, and you get enough points to do stuff. It's like do these specific tasks that kind of relate to the skill
yeah,
that you're getting,
yeah,
which makes it I feel like more geared towards your play style in a way. But then also like if you're like I really want this skill, you can like focus on that, and it's not just like a general thing.
yeah. And but it's
I,
also a thing that feels a little more like, you know, I just like the way that the game feels in
mm-hmm.
universe in a weird sort of way. Um,
Yeah.
like I like those little touches, like those little like
Mm-hmm.
the reputation system, meeting people, the way that the galaxy is full of all these different syndicates and factions, and where you stand, who you side with. It's gonna change the way the game goes for you, which experts you get good with, and who you like, how you level up your character, like all of that. I feel it's all good and thematic with the idea of exploring the galaxy and building those relationships. I think that's a really
Mm-hmm.
cool idea that they baked into the game. Like that feels conscious to me, and I like that. That's cool.
Yeah. Well, the game like really encourages you to explore and kind of do things on your own. I
Yeah.
think sometimes there's games I've played, not really Star Wars games, but where it's like, oh, you have this whole world to explore, but then start the game and it's so big and it's not giving me like feel like it's not giving me a lot of hints on where to go and like specific incentives to go certain places. And it's too big, it's like overwhelming, and I don't feel like I even know how to play it. Where this
Hmm.
game kind of guides you through the beginnings of exploration, and then like rewards you for doing it on your own, finding your own things, and helps like create that balance of like kind of showing you what to do without like holding your hand the whole way.
Right.
And
Right.
I like that
I
a
like
lot.
that.
The way this it's very well executed, I think, like just as a game.
Yeah. I think I wish I played like, because everybody keeps saying that this is like a Ubisoft game, and I played like Far Cry 6 a little bit, and so
My
like
my Ubisoft is like very Assassin's Creed oriented, which I think is also why I like the stealth stuff.
is
So it
that
reminds me of
how
that.
does that compare? Because I've like
I mean-
played like one pirate one for a couple hours. And
Oh,
that was
I like
it.
the pirate one a lot. Yeah, I haven't played every game. I played a couple of
Mhm.
Assassin's Creed games, and it's just a lot of like. I wish like the assassins in the Assassin's Creed are lean a bit more Cal Kestis than K-Vex, especially
Mhm.
towards the end of the games, because you're like doing this crazy parkour and like all this stuff that K can't
Gotcha.
always do. I mean, K does some
Mhm.
pretty good parkour, but
Mhm.
but it's like a lot of the elements of like you're hiding in the bushes, you're watching for specific people, you're seeing like what route a guard takes, the best
Yeah.
time to go, and like you're sneakily taking people down. Then there's ways to take someone down quicker, but that might be louder. And it's like those kind of elements that has a lot in common.
Yeah, that stuff all feels like Metal. I guess I play Metal Gear, which has a lot of those mechanics as well. So I feel like that's like my that's what my mind compares it to.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I like the idea. I like the way it feels. I don't know, like I think I'm trying to think of like open. I don't even really like. I think the only open world games I've really played is like Breath of the Wild, and like just how vast and how the exploration feels very natural, and you feel like you get rewarded to check out things. So far, I'm liking that.
Yeah,
in this game as well.
most of my open world games are Bethesda's, like your Elder Scrolls and your Fallout. And this game is undoubtedly, admittedly, Elder Scrolls and Fallout haven't come out with a new title in a long time. This is like so much bigger than that, but it also doesn't feel too big.
Mhm.
To the point where it's like I'm like, oh man, I'm gonna miss something. Like you feel like you can explore it all with the time, but not like it's so confusing, and it's also like it's very full. Because that's the other thing I think. It's sometimes with an open world game, it can feel very empty. Like there's nothing for a lot of parts. Where like even like Tatooine is just a desert. There's always something. Like there's some little house that you can
Yeah.
see, some little cliff with something on it. Like there's something everywhere. Which helps. It prevents it even when you're in a desert that probably should
Yeah.
feel empty. Like you feel like you're still in a cool place no matter where you are.
Or I get like, yeah, even more like it doesn't feel repetitive.
Yeah.
Like you are in a desert and it is vast and like empty, but there's also like things, and it doesn't just feel like you're just looking at one loading screen and walking by it 10 times to get to the next part.
But also the little world events that happen help with that too. Where it's like you're driving around, then every so often it's like you can pick up a comm and it's like, oh hey, there's some pirates that stole Imperial property, or like there's people under attack, and it's like you can, if you want to, like just go and help.
Yeah, and I like how the map seems to help you out with that. The little like map system. Yeah. Sometimes you're just like driving on your speeder and a little question mark pops up and you're like, yeah, I'll check that out. Like,
yeah,
like I like how it like it rewards you for being curious. And that's cool.
The waypoint system guides you pretty well. I feel like like there's sometimes maps where it's like it tells you like, oh, go here, but it doesn't tell you there's like a whole like weird route you have to take there. Where like especially on like big quests, like your waypoints move to guide you in the right direction, so you're just not trying to like drive through a mountain or something like that.
I've noticed that like on a few missions where it's like, all right, you're here. Oh, this is the entrance to the cave or whatever. Oh, okay, yeah. I see what it's telling me. I get it now.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, loving it so far. I just can't.
Yeah, everything's so interactive. It feels, endless and in the best way. And I love all the characters, and I like playing Sabacc. So it's a different Sabacc than what we usually
Corellian shift or whatever it is.
Yeah, this is Kessel Sabacc. So I was like, I should see if I can play. I can see if I can play Kessel Sabacc with my Sabacc cards. But this is all Sabacc cards we had previously were one orange deck, and the cards were green or red, but you didn't know what it was till you pulled it. Where with Kessel Sabacc, it's a green deck and a red deck. That makes it different. See, like what you're getting, you just don't know the number.
Yeah, positives and negatives. I like the. Oh man, what was I going to say? Yeah, no, just the like all of those little things that are just like fun to do in the towns, like playing sabak, or you were
Mhm.
saying about betting on the horses and stuff earlier. Um, I think I
I
even
like it
ran
when
into
they're
a guy in
fixed. You know how
Tashara.
to win.
Oh yeah, and there's little tricks you can learn, right? That like help you
Yeah,
like
well,
cheat.
you're like, because I was like snooping in the pikes.
That's
Because I bet on
pretty.
a Fadia race, and then I lost. And I was like, this is why I shouldn't gamble. And then I was snooping in the Pikes vault, and they had a little data pad, and it was like, the intel says the smallest Fadia is going to win, or whatever. And so I was like, huh. So I went back to the Fadia races, and I scrolled through, and you can see all the details in each Fadia and the racer. And there was one that was smallest, and I was like, well, let's see. And I bet on him, and then he won. And it was like, congratulations, you won your first fixed Fadia race. And that was like a whole thing. Like, there's all these different little quests and things you can find that tell you what the next race is going to win. And then you
Nice.
are guaranteed to win. That's the only way I like to bet on Fadia races. When I know I'm going to win.
Fair enough.
Sabak, I've lost some credits, so. Sabak pulled me in.
Yeah, there's some cool, and it seems like all of those little things can sometimes set you on little missions. Like I think I did a mission that was like you get invited to this private game, and then you have to beat the person. And now that I beat the person, they're like, okay, cool. Now you can go check out these other private games, and we gotta like bring these people down or whatever it is.
Yeah,
But it seemed like it was an
I
all
just finished
stock,
that yesterday too.
yeah, like mission sort of line. And I was
Yeah.
like, I don't have time for this. I want new gun stuff or whatever. Yeah, no. But just
But
the
also
fact that
like you can make those choices, because I went through the whole main story with a like minimally upgraded gun.
So how like if you just like kind of blaze through the story, what would you say? How many hours did it take you?
Well, I will say, like, I did do a few side missions here and there. Like, Crimson Dawn was like, "Can you do something?" I was like, "Yes, of course, Kira, anything."
Anything for you, girl.
Yeah, it was probably, if I had to guess, its story mission, it was probably pretty short. I think I finished it within a week. And I was sick for some of that time, so I was playing a lot. So probably like maybe 30-ish hours.
Okay.
Maybe, but not crazy as far as campaigns,
yeah.
but also like it felt long enough.
That,
like I don't know if I would
feels
have
like
wanted
long.
it to be.
I was thinking
some games have crazy long stories.
Yeah, I was thinking that you had knocked it out in like less than 20. So I have like 22 hours in the game right now, and I feel like I'm less than halfway.
Yeah,
or around halfway, maybe.
You're recruiting your crew now, right?
Right.
Well, there's a point. Like in the story, where it's like you can pick to accept a mission. Before you accept it, it's like you'll be entering the final phase of the story, and this, like, you can't do anything else until you're done with this.
Right. Yeah.
And then
but I feel
that part wasn't very long. That was, I think I did it over the course of 2 days. That was maybe like 6 hours.
Okay. Yeah. See, I feel like I put 22 hours. I feel like I'm maybe halfway in the like story, but I feel like even if I finish the story in 30 hours, let's say, I feel like I could still probably spend like 100 hours minimum exploring and doing all the side missions and building up guns and wearing new costumes and stuff like that.
I finished the story a while ago, and I'm still like going through, and I'm like trying to level up my abilities and like finding parts and like doing like side missions and working my reputations. And I wonder if my Xbox app tells me how long I've played Outlaws.
Yeah, I just looked at my PlayStation apps and it just says 22 hours. That's why I was asking. I was just curious. So I definitely feel like, like this is not a free game, but I feel like I'm going to get my money's worth. Like I'm going to spend hours in this game.
Yeah. It was expensive as games go, but no, I feel like it's well worth it just as far as the story shit. I love the story. Yeah.
The AAA titles are like $70, so like it's average for that, unless you get all the bonus. Like once you got DLC in, that's extra. But I feel like even the base game with all the exploration and stuff, like probably 100 hours at least.
Yeah.
If you didn't like it, that's another thing. But I don't feel like it's like I know like the price point was like throwing a lot of people off, and I'm like, well, this is like a full game though. This is not a free This is not like
This is not Fortnite.
Battlefront, where I'm just running around and attacking people and then doing it again in 15 minutes.
Yeah.
You know, like Hunters is a free game. You know,
Oh,
but
gosh.
I also feel like, hey,
I have 1 day and 10 hours into Outlaws.
okay, see, yeah, there you go.
So 34 hours.
So that's 24. Yeah.
So
Okay.
it probably wasn't 30 hours for the story then, because I played a lot. It's probably maybe 20-ish, 25.
Okay. Yeah. Because I don't feel like I'm jamming through it. I feel like I was literally like, I should probably get back to the story now because I kept messing around with other stuff.
Yeah, well, I wasn't like blazing through the whole thing. Like, I'd be like, oh, let's play some box. Oh, Kira wants me to do something. I'll do it for Kira.
Yeah.
And like, sometimes I'd run into someone like, can you help me? And be like, yeah, sure.
Yeah, this is very much
generally focused on the story more.
Yeah, me and A Legend of Zelda.
Largely because I was invested in the story. I was like, I want to know. I want to know what we're doing. We have a whole heist we're going. I want to do a heist.
Right. Yeah, like I feel like me in A Legend of Zelda situation where I'm like, I'm actually going to fish for a few hours now, if you guys don't mind. I know things are crazy, but hey, there's one of these guys in this lake ate a piece of heart, and I got to get to the bottom of this.
I've definitely had a lot of fun dressing Kay up too, because I haven't really been dressing for stats. I'm gonna be honest. I usually dress for the weather. So like I put on like a coat when I go to Akiva, and like short sleeves, and I'm on Tatooine because I don't want it to get too hot or too cold.
Yeah, no, I don't think I've unlocked too many costumes.
I don't have terribly many.
But I'm hoping
put on Akiva just so Kay wouldn't let cold.
Gotcha. I'm hoping that I get like a, I hope there's around Kajimi. I hope there's around like the kind of like Jedi Survivor area of clothing. I hope that we get, because I do like, trying on the different outfits and all the stuff. I've seen a lot of options, but I just haven't like picked them up yet.
Yeah. There's some from Quest and like some you can buy.
Right.
I like
some
dressing
are
up
like
Nix. I like dressing up Nix. He's so cute.
Yeah, when I went to Kajimi, I forgot how I got it, but I definitely like leveled up something to where I got him a yellow scarf. And I'm like, you are cold, sir. Please put your little scarf on. We're going outside in the snow. You need a scarf. Take off those goggles. It's scarf time.
There's on Toshara, there's a guy who will trade you a bunch of like junk for a little flower crown.
That's where I got it, I think.
A little flower crown for Nix. But the guy is a Pike merchant. The Pikes hate me. So I have to
get to him.
He'll trade me it, but he won't like cut me a deal. I have to find all the stuff that he wants. He wants a lot of stuff for this flower crown.
Yeah, those are. I ended up exploring, finding some of those little items, which are like Nick's treasures or whatever.
Yeah.
And then you take them to him, and he can make you a yellow scarf. I think that's how I got it.
Yeah. Get it. Dress up Nix.
So yeah, I do like all of the. I like the little customization options are just fun. So I do look forward to doing more of that, because right now I only have like not the DLC, but like, the pre-order bonuses and that I have. So I have like the Lando, the Han, and the Jin.
Yeah, I got like the second down from the big pre-order, so I only have the Han ones. But I found, like, even with I definitely want to get the Sabine ones, but I don't know how much I'll use it, because I like dressing Kay as her own character. Like, I've enjoyed that.
Yeah, I do like, there's one on, so far my favorite one, I think, is on Toshara, and it's like this kind of like long sleeve black shirt with a little vest, and it just looks really cool. And the vest sort of has the little kind of shoulders that come out a little bit. Like, so I love the look of that one so far. That's like what my K is in 90% of the time.
I don't even know how I got it, but there's like a red jacket that she has.
I've seen that.
I've been wearing a lot. And it has like a little drawing of Nix on the back shoulder.
Nice.
And that's what she's been wearing a lot for me, unless we're on Kajimi or Tatooine. She has to dress for the weather.
Brad.
Although I had to do a thing where I was working with the Hutts, so I wore the Crimson Dawn outfit to work with the Hutts because I thought it was funny.
Just a rip.
Yeah. Well, because I think that Crimson Dawn is the only one where the outfit is like matching to the Syndicate.
Oh, right.
The Pikes is like Imperial disguise, and the Hutts are Sabine. I don't even remember what the Ashiga clan one is.
I forgot.
I don't know.
Yeah, that's cool. I think it was like snow stuff because I think it was
Yeah.
all stuff for Kajimi.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna have fun with that more, but so far I haven't been messing with that too much.
Yeah.
Yeah,
There's
no.
so much to do, and that's like different people can play the same game and have different experiences because they're
Yeah.
focusing on different areas of it, which I think is awesome.
Right.
And I appreciate that. Like, sometimes you can even have different experiences yourself. Sometimes I like to run up and shoot out the little tower full of Imperials and then take their stuff. And sometimes I like to sneak around.
Yeah.
And
I like the what do you call it? I don't know if you remember when they were doing like the socials on Jedi Survivor. Sometimes there would be like, 6,000 people have beat Rick the door technician or something.
Oh yeah.
So I can't wait to see the things that are like,
Well,
80,000 people have aligned with Crimson Dawn. 2 people have aligned with the Pikes.
they did a thing of like there was like world or like community challenges or something, and I think 2 of them were already beaten. One was for like destroying TIE fighters, like destroying like so many million TIE fighters.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
And the
nice.
other one was destroying or killing so many stormtroopers. I think that's what it was.
That's cool.
So everyone's got their hearts in the right spot.
Nice. Yeah, so I'm just having fun with it still. I'm still messing around with it. Probably not as often as I should because me and Axel are still doing our Hunter dailies.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to finish Beware the Nameless.
Mm.
And they just released the Kamaka one shot. And today Star Wars 50 comes out.
Oh yeah.
And I have Edge of Balance 3.
I've been reading what am I reading? Path of Vengeance.
Oh, that's a good one.
I'm enjoying it.
Oh, so you're almost is this your last thing for phase 2?
I think that's my last for phase 2 besides comics.
Nice.
Oh, I have the Tales of
Enlightenment?
Yeah, that too.
Yeah.
Which one I read after this? I was
you're talking about
alternating where I read High Republic and then a not High Republic and then High Republic.
Gotcha. Fair.
So that's I've been catching up on my books. So.
Mm-hmm. So what's your next non-Republic after you're done with this one?
I actually don't have any non-High Republic books. I'm going home next week for a week, so I'm going to bring back the books I took here and then take more books back because I had a whole stack of books that I didn't bring with me. So I don't have a new non-High Republic yet. That's probably what I'll find.
Gotcha.
At home because I have a couple at home, I think. But I just finished Living Force a couple days ago, and that I like.
Yeah, that one's fun. Yeah,
that was very, very fun. I love.
There's some good stuff in that one. Yeah,
so good.
There's a lot of good moments in that one.
Yeah, so I hope.
Yeah,
I hope to see more Kay Vess in comics or books or any other way she might be brought to us.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure.
Her a lot. She's a really good character. We'll have to talk story when you finish the story.
Yes, definitely.
Love the story.
Yeah, I can't wait. I'm very invested so far.
It's really good. There's fun twists and turns and all sorts of things happening, and it's a good time.
I love it. I think you should make sure that you should start getting to once you get to this part of comics. I think that'll help. I just because I've read so many of the comics that take place during this time, I think I have a lot of she said that's from this other thing, or I know what's happening in the galaxy right now.
Yeah, so I have 10 issues left of 2015 Star Wars.
Nice.
That run.
Yeah.
And then I have Chewie, Vader, Afra, Obi-Wan, Anakin, Poe Dameron. It's a bunch of random little one.
Poe Dameron is very good too. And Poe Dameron gets better. Hey.
Whoa, what are you doing here?
Oh no, I was just down here working. I saw you guys were on, so I figured I would pop on and say hello.
Yo.
We're talking about Outlaws. Did you get Outlaws yet?
I did not. It's September. I don't have time to do anything with school and podcast on Wednesday nights.
That's fair.
But I just want to say hi, Sal.
Hey,
Zoe.
what's up, buddy?
I will catch up on the Outlaws thing because everything I see about it looks wonderful. And I just got to make sure Safi's not playing Fallout. So, all right, I'll let you get back to it. I just wanted to pop in and say hello.
Take it easy,
Okay.
dude.
Bye.
Later.
Oh, we were talking about Poe. Yeah, I read the first couple Poe Damerons when they came out, and I just didn't keep up with it. So
that's a series that gets better as it goes along, and it ends at a pretty high point.
Okay, good to know. Yeah, and then I'm just looking through my Marvel Unlimited app. What I've read, lots of.
I'm just wishing they put out a Poe omnibus.
Oh, they didn't.
Nope.
And here I got Lando. And I got like 2020 Star Wars, which is the one that just finished.
Yeah, that's the one that just wraps up today. As a matter of fact, that's where I'm going after this.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
I'm going to get that final.
The app doesn't add new comics until 3 months after they come out.
Right.
There's so much to read. I don't know if that'll be a problem for a little while.
Worry about it when it happens.
Let's see. Yeah. But yeah, it's fun, especially reading. This is not Outlaws, but reading like 2015 Star Wars, because like I always hear about these stories, right? Like from you or from other people talking about it, or like they get referenced in books and stuff. And then I'm like, oh yeah, I heard about this. I remember someone talking about this, and I get to actually read it, experience it for myself.
Yeah, I mean, even in these video games, I feel like it happens a lot as well. Yeah. Like in Jedi Survivor, you'll talk to somebody and they'll say something like blah 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 blah, and you'll be like, oh yeah, that was in a comic, I remember, or something like that. Like a lot of these little references, I do enjoy.
It's a cool world of Star Wars I would properly dive into. It's really
connectivity.
Fun. But yeah, they're blowing up Queen Trios' planet.
Ah, Shutorun.
Well, they don't want to blow it up. Benthic wants to blow it up.
Right. To be fair, his planet got blown up.
He makes points, He does make some points.
There's some good stuff in there. I think there's a really good Han line with him. There's a really good Han scene with Benthic and Han that I love.
I'm loving these comics. I think so far the Leia comics are still maybe my favorites, the ones I've read so far. Obviously besides canon.
Yeah, the miniseries.
Yeah, I like those a lot. Yeah, I'm trying to think of anything else I have to say about Outlaws.
I don't know. I can't wait to finish it. That's about it.
Yeah. I can't wait to talk story with someone. I don't have an talk story with.
I'm like you beat it too fast. Nobody's done with it. I don't know. I'm trying to think of. I don't know who's done with it yet.
I got sick the week it came out, so I finished the story and no one else has done. Because I was at home all day.
You should have used that time to catch up on comics, man. Now you're all by yourself.
I know. It's fun though, because now I can do the one that knows.
Yeah. Now you're just waiting for everybody else to get there.
Yeah.
That's how I usually am with comics.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you so much for coming on the show. For anyone who wants to look at Star Wars Geek Girl stuff, you can go to StarWarsGeekGirl.com. Twitter and Instagram at StarWarsGeekGirl, or the Facebook page is Star Wars Geek Girl. If you want me, I'm on Instagram and TikTok, that's Spectre_5, and then on Twitter is at Zoeka. Where can we find the Rogue Rebels and or you?
You can check out all things The Rogue Rebels at theroguerebels.com, where we talk comics, books, games, movies, TV shows, all that stuff, animation. We're on all socials at The Rogue Rebels. Our podcast is The Rogue Rebels Podcast. And if you're on Spotify, we have our podcast sorted into playlists. So if you look up Rogue Rebels Podcast playlists, maybe if you're like, I only like books or comics or video games or the High Republic or The Acolyte or Book of Boba Fett, there are playlists for each and every one of those things that you can sort of dive down, and it has the episodes sorted for you, which I am really proud of. And Twitter sucks, but we're there. It's Rogue Rebels Fan.
Yeah. Okay, thank you so much for listening. Check out all of our things. I was Zoe.
I was Sal.
May the Force be with you, and goodbye.